You might have had a passion in the earlier portion of your life to do things like teaching in the classroom, programming at the computer, playing music to audiences, reading intensely, as many of you I know love to do. You might have had a passion to meditate. You might have had a passion to do energy work with other people, facilitating and balancing. Some of you have had a passion to do volunteer work for other humans and parts of the world that are in need, that are calling out. Some of you had a passion to write a book, whatever it is, but these passions tend to go away. They dissolve away because the old perception of you is dissolving away. You aren't who you were 10 years ago. That aspect of you was just a progression of lifetime after lifetime. It was the result of life contracts and service contracts. Now you are different. So you come to a point of saying, there doesn't appear to be anything left. And we know that so many of you experience this loss of true passion in your life. What should you be doing? Where does humanity need you? What does Spirit ask of you? Where should you apply your energy in life? You remember what it was like now for a long time not to have a human passion? It seemed to be stripped away as you came into awakening and went from awakening into your mastery. Where's that passion? I would say this is perhaps the biggest challenge for any human. Where did that passion go? What's the reason for waking up in the morning? Why do you feel so bored? Why is life almost meaningless? Why would you even want to stay here on the planet? And we had to wait a long, long time. Some of you, it almost seemed like an eternity to remember the real passion. I know some of you would have liked to have talked about this years ago now, brought back the passion, but without the balance of wisdom, and without the invitation finally to open up yourself to the I am, without guilt or shame, to let yourself be in the presence of your I am, bringing that passion in would have been either meaningless or perhaps even foolish. But now the human's ready to remember the passion, the real passion, why you're here. The human is going through its last vestiges of being the human, which means being limited, which means getting depressed, going into sadness. The human is going through a very interesting loss of passion. You've felt that for years now, but for some reason, a lot of you are going through this whole thing where the human is kind of, it's not crying out, but it's becoming the focus right now, and it's all so appropriate, all so appropriate. Human wondering, should they even be here? The human wondering what they're supposed to be doing. The human feeling guilty, the human feeling its shame, the human wondering how it can break out of its human condition, trying to break out so hard and many times just falling flat on their butts. The human feeling unmotivated. Let that be. And let it be. I know you're trying to heal it and correct it and wondering what's wrong with you. Nothing at all. Feel into the kind of, I'm going to call it the physics and the psychology of enlightenment. Here you have the essence of the master and the I am coming into the body. You have the human continuing to wonder when it's going to really feel all of this. It's part of the transformation. It's part of the gravity that occurs as all these elements now come together for embodied realization. I'm going to invite you to be very, very creative here. to feel into the experiences that the human is going through right now and to allow it. To allow suddenly when you just feel there's nothing left. Who am I from the human standpoint? Am I fooling myself in this whole thing of realization? Should I go back to my old ways? Feel for a moment how the human is contemplating all this. The passion is simply the experience of being conscious of the human master and I am together while you're embodied, and you never have the passion again for like you did for, let's say fitness or music or the human things. Your passion is going to be simply for being. And I know it sounds a little esoteric, but the passion is just being in consciousness. You'll enjoy doing a lot of things. You'll enjoy whole new depths of music or art or life or relationships, but the real passion is just going to be, the passion for the human is going to be that you can be in experience of your choice without karmic effects, without wounds and issues, because everything is going to be brought to wisdom in the moment, instantly, by the master, who is also you. As you come through that time, maybe long time of kind of feeling emptiness with no passion, the true passion comes through, the soul passion. The soul passion is nothing like the human passion. It doesn't need to feed itself. It doesn't need to have money. It doesn't need to have entertainment or any of those things. It doesn't need to feel it's saving the world. It doesn't need any of those. Soul passion is very different. You could distill it down to the simplicity of experience. Soul loves experience. Expression, loves to just rejoice, express, be creative. The soul loves expansion. Expansion in every direction at the same time, not just out but in, upside down. So it's a sense of not even discovery, but just being. And the soul loves its what we call enlightenment, but it's constant realization. That's the passion of the soul. You could really distill it down in human terms. It just loves to play. It just loves to be. That's the passion. That's what replaces the human passions. Now, telling the difference from your soul passion to your human passion is a difference of looking into a glass of water or looking out at the sea. They contain some of the same substance, but they are vastly different. Your soul passion doesn't have any needs or wants. The soul passion just wants to create and express. The soul passion isn't based on survival here on earth. It's not based on just trying to create a more comfortable identity for yourself. It is about wide open expression. You could say it is like creativity, but wide open. Your soul passion will move you. Your soul passion will cause you to dance and to sing and to open and to forget any problem or limitation you've ever had. Whereas a human desire is very limited, very shallow. You tend to get very confused between a soul passion and a human need or desire. The soul passion is there waiting to come in, and it's probably not what you think it is. It's not a job. It's not a certain amount of money in the bank. It's not a certain physical weight or a look on your face. Those are human needs. A soul passion will sweep you off your feet. It is there waiting. It is there poised for you. Whenever you are willing to open the door for it, whenever you are willing to stop thinking that you're limited, it will flow right in. You have everything you need right now for your own calmness, for your own happiness and stability. Everything you need. You're on the path that you chose. You're on it, spot on it. You didn't stray off, well, you did, but then you came back. You're on that path. You're in this beautiful time right now. You're here on your own path, and you're coming back to your passion.
The true passion is the final realization to the question, who am I? And of course, the answer is, I am that I am.
But your soul, your consciousness, has such passion to exist. Clear away all the thoughts, all the commotion in the mind. You come back to the very simple passion, I exist. That's the original passion. Passion when you left home and realized that you exist. The miracle. The first awareness, I exist. I am. I am that I am. I exist. This is not a thought. This is a deep passion. This is an awareness, a realization. I exist. Praise be. I exist. Nothing else matters. I exist not because of anything or anyone else. I exist as a sovereign being. I'm beholden to no one, to no thing. I exist. That's the song of the soul. Song that the soul has sung for ages, waiting for you, the human, to hear it. I exist. I exist. This is the passion, my friends. It's not a thought, a belief, a mantra. It is a deep passion. It's the keiko, the passion, the flame within. I exist. It's the awakening and the reawakening. I exist. In this moment of realization, into feeling from the soul, I exist. This ignites, brings forth all of the energies, your energies. Energies that might have been dormant for a long time. Energies that are interdimensional, not just based here on Earth. Energies that are cosmic, sacred, pure. They're yours. They wake up. They activate with the passion of the I exist. I'm alive. I exist. The energies wake up. I say it's time. Let's line up. For this soul, for this human, let's line up and go to work. Dear human, dear soul, here we are. What do you want us to do for you? How can we serve you? Where are your energies? We're here. How can we serve you now? And now you've come to the true passion of this lifetime on the planet. After a lot of waiting, after a lot of hardships, and a lot of tears, you're now to this place of your true passion for being here. That's to be an embodied master on the planet, here at the most transformational time that this planet has ever experienced. My time with a small group of humans who were, in a way, kind of tortured about themselves. They knew they were different. They felt there was something actually wrong with them. Tortured because they wanted to be like others and they knew they never could. Tortured because they thought they were being spiritual and then they realized they really weren't. Tortured because they'd lost their passion, their old human passion. They lost a cheap little thrill of living, but they had to, you had to, so that you could come back to your real passion. Feel into it right now, your real passion. To find the way out and to come back in whenever you want it. That's it, that's simple. The mind can make a big fuss about it and you can doubt and argue, but it's that simple. Could you take a moment and let yourself reconnect with that instead of scrambling around in your mind, trying to figure out life and why you're here and what you should be doing and why you feel unhappy or depressed, why you feel lost, why you can't remember anything, why you feel some days so at odds with your own body because it's not yours, why all those whys. Those are all distractions, garblings of the mind. It's very, very simple. The passion is to allow yourself the way out and then to come back. At the time of machines, at this time on the planet that you love so dearly, to be here for just that little spark of consciousness. Isn't it amazing how you feel into this and it just rings of absolute truth and rings of your own passion? It's like memories flood back in of everything, why you came back, why you didn't come to realization in another lifetime, how you found your way to this strange group called Crimson Circle, how you already knew me. The Crimson Council had a special project. You could say started about 22 years ago, 23 years ago, had a very special project. But in reality, it started a long time before then. It simply was brought to a joining together, brought to a very specific project on Earth about 22 years ago. That's when the call went out for the Shambhar who had incarnated back to Earth, particularly those who had gone through the Atlantean experiences, who knew each other from other times past. Purpose was to open up the gateways between the realms. Heaven's Cross was about opening the other realms, which have not been accessible truly since the time of Lemuria, when you began incarnating in biological form, but more particularly after the headbands in Atlantis. It's been closed off. You are the first to begin opening these realms. And then it will come to other humans who are ready, who Say the very thing that you said in the past, no more, I'm ready, whatever it is. Heaven's cross will make the other realms more accessible to the humans who are ready, and to those who aren't, they simply won't notice it, or they'll simply laugh about it. For so very long, humans have been here on earth in their human bodies and in their minds, and not really understanding the other realms. It was talked about by religions, talking about some sort of heaven, but with a God that wasn't particularly compassionate or understanding. Humans isolated themselves here on the planet, rebirthing time and time again, incarnating into the same families in the same regions, becoming incestuous within themselves, looking for a way out, but hoping another would find it first. So now we come to the time of Heaven's cross, the real work, what you're doing here on the planet. You see, Heaven's cross will be open. You'll know how to go in and out of it. You'll know how to go into the realms of your own soul and bring things back easily, without suffering. You'll be the ones helping to tell them the things that you've learned, what you had to release along the way, how you discovered yourself, how you realized that guilt and shame have no place on earth anymore. You'll be the ones listening to their tears and their complaints. You'll be doing what I've been doing. You'll be the ones encouraging them, though, to make their way to Heaven's cross, to go beyond the linear nature of this reality into the other realms. The experiences that you've had in this lifetime, even the difficulties, have given you tremendous wisdom and the ability to be the dream walkers of the cross.